Little rooster tail flick off it with a reverse completed. That was a nice move. And on the backhand, oh, it's a good start to the heat, this one. Let me bring up my stack deck so I can tell you a bit more about what's going on in this heat. Oh, swallowed him on that last little wave there. If you're just tuning in, guys, we're at the Lindsay Connolly Memorial DropKnee Shootout down here in Caloundra, a beautiful Ann Street, beautiful place, beautiful part of the world. You wouldn't believe that it's winter down here because it's almost pretty much board short weather. So in this heat, no wonder we're seeing some buckets thrown. We've got Gary Thatcher in first place currently with a 7.67. Martin Schmidt. Oh, Zach Sonner's moved into second with a 2. The scores are just dropping, so this will change as I'm talking. Zach Sonner in the green, Martin Schmidt in the yellow, and M. Tyndall in the blue. Mitchie. This is going to be a pretty good heat to watch, this one, with Zach come right through. Didn't do too well. He just couldn't pick the waves off in his first heat, but come back with a really good backhand barrel in his last round to win the heat. So we've got someone paddling. No. It looks like we've got a little bit of a southerly wind just fluffing up on the surface out there at the moment, but it's still very contestable conditions. Everybody's got to compete in the same conditions, so you know it could be anybody's game out there. Big shout out to Convict Bodyboarding, all Antica restaurant, Clark's Auto Care. Where are our sponsors? Black Flag Brewing, can't forget that. We've got the presentations there tonight. The place, it's an amazing venue, just in the industrial area out the back of Coolum. If anybody wants to come along, feel free. They're going to have the whole event up on a big projector screen from today, and it's going to be amazing to watch. They've got some tasty beverages on tap there. Here we go. Rider in green. Not quite successful, Mr. Zach Sonner. Round 3 we're in, so we're in round 3, heat 1 of round 3. Gary Thatcher is actually seeded straight through to this position, so this is his first heat of the day. And as I said before, Zachy Sonner, he's coming into form now after a slow start this morning. Made it through to round 3.
We've only got one wave, and got a
score of about 1.3. That's Marty up on a wave now. Little reverse, incomplete. Not much push on that one, unfortunately.
Marty, you need a 1.9 to move into second. Matty Tyndall, you need a 3.24 to
Matty
move into
Tyndall,
second.
not Mitch. My apologies.
And as we just see Marty just jump up into the second place.
We got Gary going really wide on this one, paddling very wide. He's sniffing on this one, and he's pulled off the back. It's pretty hard to pick. Some of the local guys out here surf this place really good because they know where to sit. Now, if you're just tuning in, this is the Lindsay Connolly Memorial DropKnee Shootout. Thanks everybody for watching. Like and share this as much as you can. It's a snowball effect just to make this event bigger and better for next year. My name's Dave Hertzfield, aka Papa Smurf, commenting for this round at the moment for the Lindsay. Lindsay was my best friend, and I appreciate everybody that does everything for this event in my best mate Lindsay's name.
Aaron Marsland will be in the blue with 14.2 remaining on the clock.
All right. Just change my settings on my phone so it doesn't time out on me. Yeah, the rider colours on the screen don't quite match the rashes, unfortunately. We've just had someone comment. All right, rider in blue at the moment. Rider in blue, Zachy. Not a bad wave, but unfortunately didn't do anything for him on the end of the section. Yeah, I don't know why that is, but I can tell you who's out in the water at the moment. We've got Gary Thatcher in pink. Up on a... Oh, didn't quite make that one. Marty Schmidt.
See the rider there in pink just come a little bit unstuck on that one. Got about 13 minutes on the clock, and we see a little bit of a suddenly
rider in green up on the backhand. Little turn there.
Of the Ann Street Reef now. So we're expecting a little bit of a side shore to offshore wind pickup today. And
now we've just gone low tide as well, so that tide will turn and start pushing back in. As long as that wind doesn't fluff up too much, we may still get some good waves on that incoming tide as that tide comes back in across Ann Street Reef here at Caloundra on the Sunshine Coast.
Here on the sunny coast.
We've got Adam Keegan walking back down the beach. He's made it a fair way through. He's done very well riding his bat tail board with his short leash this morning. Good luck to Adam Keegan.
You're in second place with a combined total of 5.4. You need a 4.25 to move into first.
So the scores are jumping around. We've got Zach's jump back up to second, and Marty needs a 3.44 to jump back into second place. Now, as far as I know, only the top two riders will make it through. We've got Pink up on the right and Marty up on the left. Oh, unlucky.
Guys coming a bit unstuck there as we see two of the riders split the peak. As we see on the live stream there.
Gary's got his name on the plaque twice for the Memorial Shootout. He's one of the best riders on the coast and in Australia, and currently doing the International World Tour. He's going back over to the Maldives, I think it is, for the next round of the event on Monday, he was telling me. Flying out to compete on an international level against the world's best. So good luck to Gary with that. It's his first heat for the day. And there's a little bit tough conditions out there for him. He's been doing well, but hasn't quite picked off any absolute crackers yet. We did see some action at the start of the heat, so he's still up in first place. He's still got the better scores. One wave scored a 6.67, which has put him up into first place, and with a top score of 3.43 and a second wave of a 2 for Zach Sonner. Martin Schmidt with a score of 2 and a 1.67. Total score of 3.67.
Jason Trim's in the pink. Ben Thatcher in the blue, in the yellow, sorry. Adam Keegan in the green, and Aaron Marsland in the blue.
We just heard then, we've got Keegan and Mr. Trimsy, one of the locals, up in the next round. He's seeded through because he's gone through every event and done really well in every event for the Lindsay. He was a good friend. Oh! Rider in pink, right in the pocket, throwing a few buckets off the top, but unfortunately incomplete. Mr. Gary Thatcher. Now, as I was saying, Trimsy, he searched his place quite a bit, so it is his local. Hopefully the conditions prevail. He might do pretty good out there. He knows how to surf this place pretty well, and as I said, he was also a very close friend of Lindsay Connolly, who unfortunately lost his life in a tragic surf accident. But as I was saying, this event is in his name and in his honour, in his memory. We really appreciate all the sponsors and the judges and competitors and Stevie and Lloyd for putting this awesome event together on a cracking day like today. Got a little bit of action out the back. We've got rider Gary sniffing on this one. Not much there, but he's got a little section, and he's enough to do a little reverse off it complete. That'll still score, even though it wasn't a very good wave. He'll get his count up and further strengthen his position in first place. Now I'm very much looking forward to tonight at the Black Flag Brewery. It's a really trendy venue at the industrial area out the back of Coolum Beach on the Sunshine Coast. If you're in the area, pop on down for a delicious, tasty beverage and a meal for the presentation tonight. So I'll be awarding trophies, prize money, and the Lindsay Connolly Memorial Competitors hoodie that has been happily provided by Chris Parry from Convict Bodyboarding. Thanks again, Chris, for looking after the guys up here on the coast and just keeping the whole stoke of the bodyboard industry alive, mate. We really, really appreciate it. So we've got a rider in pink. He's sniffing on that outside bank. I'm actually not real sure about it. As that tide drops out, it might start catching the swell a bit better. But earlier in the day, it was more at the southern end of the beach to the right where the waves were coming through, and it looks like they are now. But the competitors seem to be sort of sniffing more north on this peak at the moment. Hopefully it works in their favour. Not sure what the tactic is there. Gary is a natural rider, so going right is his natural. I think he's just placing himself on the inside so he could pick off some waves on the inside. So at the moment, Gary Thatcher is still in the lead with a 6.67 and a 4.07 with a combined score of 10.74 to put him in the lead. Second place is Axona with a 3.43 and a score of 2 with a combined score of 5.43 to put him into second position. And in third place we have Marty Schmidt with a score of a 2 and a 1.67. Needs a total of a 3.44 to achieve a 8.75 to advance to first position. And in third place, M. Tyndall with a 2.17 and a naught. Not even a second wave on the board, unfortunately, at the moment. So he might score a good second wave and it might catch him up, but we'll see how it goes. We've still got around 8 minutes of the heat remaining. 8 to 9 minutes.
Third place with a combined total of 3.6. You need a 3.4 to advance. Matty Tyndale.
Matty Tyndale, that's his name.
And that was a 2.9.
Now this live broadcast has just been sensational for the industry alone, for bodyboarding, and for the Lindsay and the guys Silas and that down at the Bodyboard Club, Gold Coast Bodyboard Club for the state titles down there. We had a live stream. The same guys are doing it today, and it's just amazing for the industry what they're doing, getting it out there to the world with this live stream. There may be a few little technical difficulties with Rashi colours and a bit of a lag with the scoring, but it's something that we will work out, and it'll just get better and better every year. Rider in yellow up on his backhand, Mr. Marty Schmidt. I went to South Sumatra with Marty last year, and as I was saying with Stevie before, the guy's he's an absolute legend. I'd travel with him again any day. Top bloke, and charges too, charging honey smacks on the knee.
Marty unfortunately coming a bit unstuck on that one. You still need a 3.4 to advance, Marty. Matty Tyndale, you need a 3.27 to advance. Just over 5 minutes on the clock.
Just over 5 minutes. So yeah, the stacked app. I'm just looking at the stacked app for the live scores because I don't have an iPad in front of me, and there is a couple minutes difference in the heat times and the scores there, which is to be expected. It's something that we will work out in the future. But nonetheless, this is awesome. You know, it's pretty cool that you can sit at home on your big TV and watch this, or sit in your car on your phone or on your iPad and watch this live event up here on the Sunshine Coast. Yeah, big shout out to Shane McNally from All Antica. He's sponsored this event and the club. Here we go, the guys are sniffing. Who's on it? Who's on it? Rider in green. Oh. He had the inside there, but the wave didn't do much for him, unfortunately. We've got the next heat paddling out of the channel on the southern end of the beach. Let's see how they go down there. Jace Trims is seeded for this Heat 2 Round 3. It's his first time surfing today. And Adam Keegan's made it through. The prone rider, Adam Keegan, on his bat tail. Good job, Kegsy. Unfortunately, I couldn't go in the event myself today. I had a bit of a stack out in the water, bodyboarding, and broke the collarbone back in December, and finally got the surgery 7 months plus later last week. So I've got some major surgery going on my shoulder and my hip. Here we go, rider in blue. Oh. Funny little spot there sitting in there. There is a bit of a shoulder on the southern end, so I should have a bit of a bionic shoulder by next year, and hopefully I can come back and compete in the event for the Lindsay, as Lindsay was my best mate. He was part of our family up here in Coolum. Played in bands with Lindsay for years, and he was an amazing bodyboarder. We used to do a lot of trips down south, down to the Clarence River area and further south again. He's originally from the Newey area and Port, and moved up to the Sunshine Coast. And like I said, he was my best mate. He was my brother. Speaking of brothers, his brother Dan Jones and his wife and his partner are up here all the way from Melbourne in support of the event. They're so stoked that the guys have just keep running this year after year for Lindsay. It was a tragic accident that happened to Lindsay. He passed away while surfing, doing something he loves, and lost his life while surfing up at Noosa. And you know, we're just so stoked that they hold this event in his honour, in his name, and it's the best thing ever. Like, it's best. I might get too emotional about it because it is a pretty sentimental event for me. I normally crumble under pressure when I'm competing in the event as well because it's just so close to my heart. Just even now, you know, talking about Lindsay, I'm getting a bit teary. He's, you know, he was a really good friend. I toured in bands with Lindsay for years. He was a spectacular left-handed drummer, like one of the best drummers. He could just do the best punk gallops. And he could play guitar and bass. He's multi-talented, ambidextrous, DropKnee, very good prone rider. You know, we'd surf everywhere and surf some really good reefs and some really good bombs and some really great memories with Lindsay. And this event just helps carry on, you know, the good times of Lindsay in his name. Lindsay Connolly for the Lindsay Connolly Memorial Pro. Such a good thing. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and thanks to all the sponsors as well. Convict Bodyboarding. Here he is now. Just speak of the man. This is just want to welcome Dan Jones. This is Lindsay's brother. Come all the way from Victoria today. How you going?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
Can you hear through your headphones?
Yeah, this is a little bit weird.
I don't know if I can hear you. Let's talk now.
Hello.
Oh, there you are.
Jesus. Wow.
If it's too loud, just pull it away from you. You've got a sensational, sexy, deep voice, though, Dan, I must say.
Thank you very much.
Elvis has entered the building.
Hello.
Hello. So, yeah, thanks for coming up, Dan. Like, I was just frothing on how cool this event is in Lindsay's name. I was just actually getting a little bit emotional in front of the camera and shedding a bit of a tear talking about Lindsay.
Yeah, mate.
Yeah, this is Lindsay's brother. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good day. It's just turned off onshore, unfortunately. The boys out there, I'm sure they're capable enough of throwing a few buckets.
Yeah, there's some great riders in the water at the moment. Gary Thatcher, he's actually got his name on the plaque twice.
Legend.
He's also on the international tour at the moment. He's just done one event. I'm not actually sure where it was. It was somewhere overseas, and he's going back to the Maldives for that round of the event with all the big hard hitters, with like the Meerkat and Dub and all them on the world tour this year. So he's given it a red hot go, and he's already got his name on the plaque twice, and his brother's actually competing in the event as well today. He's surfing really well. I think his brother might be out in the next heat with Keegan and Jace Trims. But here we go. The guys are paddling for a wave now. Ryder in blue. And
he's gone prone.
We see a couple of riders there just struggling to get down the face.
That heat's about to finish. I think they've had enough.
Yeah. Conditions aren't in favour for them at the moment, but hopefully it pushes a bit more swell in, mate.
Well, the tide's just turned, so I think we'll still get a little bit of swell. There is a little bit of bump on the surface at the moment, which does make it a little bit more difficult for the competitors out there. But everybody's got to compete in the same conditions, you know, so it's pretty much, it's a free-for-all. It's anybody's game out there still, and it's a little bit of luck, you know, if you've got